Let's take you around the NHL and a trade that rocked the league last night. If you just saw it on your screen, Cutter Gauthier to Anaheim, Jamie Drysdale going to the Flyers. There's also a draft pick involved there. You wouldn't really think much of it, right? It's just two young players moving teams. But there is so much of a backstory here. Cutter Gauthier basically admitting that he wanted no part of remaining in the Flyers organization. He had yet to actually debut in the NHL. But let's hear what Flyers GM Danny Briere said about why he made this trade.
Well, it was a long time coming. It's been going on for a while. We tried to give him space. We tried to get in touch with him many times. They would not communicate as far as the Gauthier side. So at some point we had to make a decision, and we thought with what happened just a few days ago, this was our time to probably get the highest value. Not very often you get the chance to find a Jamie Drysdale that you can add to your lineup. When that came about and his name was made available, we got really excited, and the chance to add a player of this caliber to a premium position as a right shot defenseman for a left winger just made a lot of sense, and we felt it was the right time to do it.
When you say this goes back a long time, does this go back to him not wanting to come to camp in the summer?
It does. And the reason why we didn't want to say anything was not to hide anything from our great fans. It was to try to protect the kid. We were hoping that at some point he would change his mind. I mean, he had already changed his mind. He looked at us at the draft and told us he was built to be a Flyer, wanted to be a Flyer, and then a few months later told us that he didn't want to be a Flyer, didn't want to play for the Flyers. So in our mind at first, we said we have to protect him. We have to, because if he changes his mind again, and it's out there that he doesn't want to play, it's going to be tough for him to put the uniform on. But when we realized that they refused to talk to us, now it's been months, and he didn't want to be a Flyer, didn't want to be in Philadelphia, it was time to make it happen. It goes back, they told us when he came back from the World Championship last May, I believe.
Why did he not want to be a Flyer? Why did he not want to be in Philadelphia?
I don't know. We never got an answer, so I don't know much more than that.
You would have to think at some point there will be more questions asked to Cutter about this, and maybe some slight answers or directions will be given. And Smitty, when we look at this, I mean, in other sports, we do hear about a player that just doesn't want to go forward with a certain team or demands a trade, but never really a prospect in the NHL. This is rare to hockey.
It is very rare. He's coming to the league. He hasn't even had any time to develop any, bad blood. Gripes or bad blood with anyone. So strange. We're not sure. We can only speculate kind of as what we're hearing with what might be the reasons. But Philadelphia, they probably don't want a guy like that. If he's changing his mind that much, he's thinking maybe I do, maybe I don't. They probably want to cut their losses early and then just move on from him. And they get lucky with a good pick, Drysdale as well. So that trade actually is not a bad look for them as well. So they're probably happy to move forward here and see what happens.
And just looking at the bio on Cutter Gauthier, as you mentioned, hasn't even played for the Flyers, but did just participate in the World Juniors. In fact, he won gold as part of Team USA. I guess it's one of two things with him. Either maybe he's just very particular and that's who he is, or he must have seen something he really didn't like about the Flyers organization. We'll hear from John Tortorella in just a second, but it's kind of interesting, maybe the whole reasoning for this. I will go with what Danny Briere said. This was a perfect time to trade him. His stock would never be higher, at least lately, than right after World Juniors.
Yeah, and I think that obviously played into the decision as well, pulling the trigger right then. Comes off a gold medal here, we're seeing. And he's a prolific goal scorer at junior and beyond. So a lot of talent in this kid. Obviously, it could be the coaching, could be someone in the organization he doesn't see eye to eye with, but we won't know probably for a little bit anyway.
The reputable Elliot Friedman reporting this on social media that apparently Philly had a lot of trouble trying to meet with Gauthier at World Juniors. The belief was that he preferred not to play there, so the Flyers obviously made this deal. I guess our lone gripe about all of this, why did it have to be Anaheim? Why did you have to send a talented player to the Pacific Division? Keep that stuff out east, right?
Exactly. We don't want any of that over here. Keep that out here.
Not necessarily a bad trade for either team, just interesting how it unfolded, and also interesting when you ask more people around the Flyers organization. Like, first off, we should explain, if you watched their broadcast last night against the Penguins, their pregame show, their postgame show, everybody pretty much ripped the kid for wanting out. How could you want out of our great organization? Maybe we in Sharks land would say something similar. I don't know. We still don't know the depths of this, but we do know what the head coach, John Tortorella, said about why this actually might have happened.
Danny said that Cutter didn't want to play here in Philadelphia and didn't want to play for the Flyers. What's your reaction to that?
Then we don't want you.
John, I believe you've met Cutter Gauthier before. Were you surprised that he...
I don't know Cutter from a hole in a wall, you know? And I'm not too interested in talking about him. I'd rather talk about Jamie. He's the guy that's coming here.
Okay, so maybe that doesn't add any insight into why this happened. And wait, John, like, you don't know a human from a hole in the wall? Like, that's pretty obvious. But so let's just address that part of it. I mean, John Tortorella, controversial coach around the league, obviously done well in his career, but doing well with the Flyers right now. Could it be as simple as that, and the player just doesn't want to admit, I don't eventually want to play for that person?
Well, he demands a lot of respect from his players.
Right.
And I mean, if you're not cut from that cloth, and it's tough to go into that environment. I mean, I love Torts saying that, right? We don't want you, right? You don't want to be here?
Right.
Well, we don't want you either.
Right.
So we'll find out someone that does want to be here. And tell you what, next time he goes into Philly,
oh my goodness,
Team Gritty over there is definitely going to have their way with him. So hopefully he's prepared for that.
We got to find the next Ducks in Philly game. Oh my goodness, that one's going to be a whopper.